And we're sitting here with Max Riske, friend of mine, friend of Chicagosrock.com, and he is a local musician involved with a number of projects, and we're going to talk to him a little bit about what he's been doing, you know, where he came from, and where he's headed with a lot of these projects. So, welcome.
Thank you.
Starting out, tell me a little bit about you, about your life. How'd you get started in music, that type of thing? What inspired you to take this path?
It started at a very, very young age. I was about 5 years old, and I used to go visit my grandfather. Antonio Rodriguez was his name, and he was a very popular Latin musician. He played in a two-piece, which was acoustic guitar and bass, nylon string, singing Hispanic love songs.
Okay.
And I would go there to the house, and he would be in the basement. You know, he'd have his little setup with his, you know, his guitars and, you know, writing and all his music. And I would watch him play. You know, he's sitting down, he's drinking a beer, and, you know, he's just creating music. And I would just sit there and stare at him and stare at him. And, you know, he was amazing to me.
Yeah.
You know, and he was having so much fun. He was so into it.
Wow.
So, you know, I got older, and my mom had, you know, she put me into piano lessons, and I did that for a couple of years, and she got me into choir. Once I was in college, you know, I was going to parties and stuff like that, hanging out with my friends, and, you know, the grunge scene was going on, and, you know, you had bands like Stone Temple Pilots and Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, and, you know, I'd be singing these songs, you know, at the parties, and they're like, man, you got a really good voice, and I'm like, you know, shut up. No, really, you should try and, you know, maybe start a band or something, you know. So I thought about it, but I really didn't, you know, get into it. And then one day, you know, I was with this girl for about 4 years. You know, we were talking about getting married, and, you know, then I had asked her, you know, she asked me one Christmas, you know, what do you want? And I'm like, you know, why don't you give me a guitar? You know, so she got me this guitar, and I started fooling around with it, and you know, she didn't want me to really get into the music. She wanted me to do more of, like, be a family man, and, you know, start doing that. And I was just getting so into the guitar. We broke up, and now, you know, when the breakup happened, I had all this material in my head. Time to start writing some songs, you know.
Guy leaves girl over guitar.
Yeah. So I had written, like, maybe about like 8 or 9 songs, and I started hitting the open mic circuit.
Okay.
Was doing that for maybe about 3 months. And I had ran into a few people that had thought that I was, you know, good enough to want to play with me. And we had started a band. You know, the band was called Sister Child.
Okay.
And that band went for almost 6 years. You know, we had changed the lineups a couple of times. But, you know, it went as far as to, you know, we were playing little bars to playing the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland.
That's
you know,
cool.
We did 2 shows over there. Which was pretty amazing. You know, there was 1,000 unsigned entries. 50 bands got invited after they listened to all of them, and we came in 4th in the country. So, band cut a record, which was called "Let the Children Play," and there were 16 songs, and we never released it. So I still got it at home. I got all the mixes and masters and everything, and you know, we've talked about maybe coming back and stuff, but. You know, everybody's just so busy with their lives,
right.
And, you know, I've got these other projects going on, so. But you never know. After Sister Child, saw that Chaos Theory was looking for a singer, and I went and auditioned. And that day, you know, they were all like, oh, you know, why don't you go sit in the other room? And they were all talking in the kitchen, and Vinny came back. You know, he's the drummer of Chaos Theory, Vinny Falcone. And he came back, and he's like, you're in, man. He's like, you want the job, it's yours. And, you know, so there was Chaos Theory. You know, I was singing for them. We had a show in like a month after I had auditioned, and we did a Penny Road gig. It was huge, and you know, made the record Reinvention.
What is the status with the band now? You guys still kicking it? Are you not quite kicking it? What's going on?
Right now, the band is, as they would say from Vinny, no more.
Okay.
You know, so who knows? I mean. You know, I like to leave the door open. You know, if they feel that it would never happen again, then, you know, it is what it is.
Okay.
We move on. But I would definitely like to have another shot
Now, moving forward onto your current project, the Root Cause.
Yes.
We got a chance to see you guys, was it last year, last fall? So you guys
It was
down
actually
at,
in December.
In December.
Yeah,
City.
over at, what was that?
Sylvie's.
Sylvie's, yeah.
Sylvie's, yeah. What's going on with the Root Cause? You guys were recording an album, correct?
Correct. You know, we had started doing a circuit of shows around Chicago, you know, just in the acoustic scene, and we had at least like 30 songs that, you know, were out there that we were working on. And I had sat down with, you know, Rick Drehobel and Ricky, and I was telling them, you know, we should cut an album. You know, we've got the bass player, we've got the drummer, let's do a full-length album. It's a great project. The material's strong. And they were like, yeah, you know, we'll set everything up. So it took us a couple of months to get everything organized, you know, who was going to engineer the project, who was going to produce the record with us, where we were going to do it, all of those things. And now, you know, we're already at the stage, we're in the recording process of this full-length record, and we've already laid down 18 songs. We've got drums and bass done. We're doing the guitars, and then I think maybe in a couple of weeks we're going to do the vocals.
As far as the style, how different or how similar is it going to be to the EP that I heard?
The EP that you heard, those songs will be on the record, but it's going to be more of a full band. You know, of course, the drummer's not on there.
Electrified.
There will be some electrical guitar on there as well. Not a lot.
Okay.
That is kind of evolving as the band continues to play together and gel. But we're not leaving that out as an option.
Okay. So the band, yourself, obviously, Ricky Flores.
Ricky Flores.
Who else is in the band?
There's Ricky Flores on rhythm, and he does leads. Rick Drehobel, who also does rhythm and some leads. He's also a songwriter as well in the band with Rick and myself.
Okay.
Then you have Lawrence Horvath playing bass, and you have Brian Mickey on the drums.
Okay, very cool, very cool. Once it's released, what about like support? Are you guys going to be touring locally, regionally? Any plans for that?
What our plans are, as we've discussed, is that we get the record done, and we are going to put it in the hands of an entertainment attorney to get it shopped, looked at, reviewed, and then we're going to release a couple of songs online, play a few shows, see what the interest is, and you know, definitely locally within our region, we will tour and play shows to support that record. But in my mind, I'm listening to this record, and a lot of people that have already gotten a little tastes of the songs where we played out live, they're like, man, you guys are great. You know, you had written an article about us, and you said that I was a storyteller, you know, that I was a good storyteller. And, you know, I thought about that, you know, when I perform, because I'm very kind of theatrical and trying to, you know, get the message across. And you don't see that a lot.
No, you don't.
And that, for me, it just comes natural. I don't know why I do it, it just happens, you know. But I do understand that people appreciate that, and it gets them to a point where you're painting a picture for them, and they feel the song even more because of that. So it works, you know, and hopefully once all of this is done, we'll see that it'll take us in a positive direction. You know?
Okay, well, very cool. In closing, where can we get in touch with the Root Cause? Website?
We are on Facebook. If you go to Facebook, you can just type in the Root Cause. It'll go to our fan page. There's music there as well. We're also on MySpace /Root Cause the band. There's still a Chaos Theory site up there too, on the MySpace, for people to check out the music and see kind of maybe what might be going on, who knows. And there's also, for the other band, Sister Child, there's a MySpace as well. Okay, cool. Which is just myspace.com/sisterchild. So you can check out kind of what I had done previously when I first got there.
Okay, well, very cool. Very cool. Maximus Riske from the Root Cause. Go check him out. And the album, hopefully this fall. Make sure you buy it and go see it. So we'll see you next time. Chicagosrock Television.
Chicago rocks, baby.
That's it.
Awesome.